Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Monday, December 29th, 2014, around 7:05 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun's going to come up in a few minutes, and it's going to be an average day temperature-wise, but plenty of sunshine, probably around 40, probably the warmest day this week. Then, beginning tomorrow, it's going to be cold and frigid in the mornings, but, 10 to 15 degrees below average, but no storms in sight. Maybe some mixed precipitation on the weekend. We'll wait and see. Some news to report. The Pittsburgh Steelers win the AFC North, and they got the third seed in the AFC. And this weekend they'll be facing against the Baltimore Ravens, and the Indianapolis Colts will be facing against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the wild card round in the AFC. And the USA men's hockey team juniors beat the Germany team by the score of 6-0 in the World Junior Championships seeding round. And UMass Lowell Riverhawks beat UConn by a score of 5-1 to win the Frozen Holiday Classic at the Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And that's about it on the news. And my next subject, coming back from taking a weekend off, the top 10 everything and anything. I've reached now the top 10 greatest Cubs players of all time. The Chicago Cubs are one of the most storied franchises in National League history, and they are called the Lovable Losers. They have not won a World Series since 1908, but 2015 is going to be their year to win a World Series. That's what the movie Back to the Future says so. Back to the Future Part 2. So we'll wait and see, but I think it could happen. And here are the top 10 greatest Cubs players at all time. Number 10 on the all-time list is outfielder Billy Williams. Billy had a 296 career average, 392 home runs, 1,353 RBIs, and 2,510 hits in a Cubs uniform. He played in over 1,000 straight games in a row, which was then a National League record. He comes in at number 10. Number 9 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, Phil Cavanredi. He played for the Cubs in the 30s and 40s, second baseman. He was the 1945 National League Most Valuable Player, 292 career average, 92 home runs, 896 RBIs, and 1,927 hits. He comes in at number 9. Number 8 on the all-time list of the greatest Cubs players of all time, Sean Dunston. Sean was a shortstop for the Cubs. He played for over 10 seasons in the 80s and 90s for the Cubs, and he made a couple of NL All-Star teams in a Cubs uniform. 267 career average with the Cubs, 107 home runs, 489 RBIs, and 1,219 hits. He comes in at number 8. Number 7 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, Andre Dawson, outfielder, the Hawk. He played 6 seasons with the Cubs, 285 career average, 174 home runs, 587 RBIs, 929 hits. He comes in at number 7. He was a 1987 most valuable player in the National League, and he was a perennial all-star with the Cubs. Number 6 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, catcher Gabby Hartnett. 297 career average, 231 home runs, 1,153 RBIs, and 1,867 hits. Gabby was a great defensive catcher. He was the 1935 National League Most Valuable Player. Number 5 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, Sammy Sosa, outfielder. He played for the Cubs for 12 seasons, 284 career average, 545 home runs, 1,414 RBIs, 1,985 hits, 1998 National League Most Valuable Player. He and Mark McGwire had an unbelievable home run chase in 1998. Also, Sammy Sosa was the Cubs captain for a time. He holds the record for most home runs as a Cubs in a Cubs uniform with 545. Number 4 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, Hack Wilson, outfielder. Hack had a 322 career average, 190 home runs, 769 RBIs, 1,017 hits. Hack held the record for most RBIs in a season with 191 in 1930. He comes in at number 4. Number 3 on the all-time list of the greatest Cubs players of all time, Ron Santos, third baseman, 279 career average, 337 home runs, 1,290 RBIs, and 2,171 hits. Ron was a great third baseman in the 60s and 70s. He played without telling his teammates eventually that he had diabetes. And he was eventually a beloved Cubs announcer on the radio. He comes in at number 3. Number 2 on the all-time list of greatest Cubs players of all time, Ryne Sandberg, second baseman. Ryne played for the Cubs for over 15 seasons, 285 career average, 282 home runs, 1,061 RBIs, and 2,385 hits. He was the 1984 National League Most Valuable Player, perennial All-Star, second baseman for the National League. He led the National League in home runs in 1990 and is number 23 is retired by the Cubs, 2005 Hall of Famer. And the number 1 greatest Cubs player of all time is shortstop, first baseman Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks has had a 274 career average, 512 home runs, 1,636 RBIs, and 2,583 hits. 2 times Ernie Banks won the National League MVP. He retired after the 1971 season. First ballot Hall of Famer, 1977. Number 14 is retired by the Cubs, and his famous quote was saying, "Let's play 2." And that's about it on that. I'll be back later. Facebook friends and YouTube followers. 2 more video blogs about ESPN Radio, and the continuation for this week for personality profiles about French-Canadian professional wrestlers, the model, Rick Martel. And tomorrow will be the top 10 greatest Cubs pitchers of all time. And Wednesday will be the south side of Chicago's baseball team, the White Sox, best players ever. And Thursday, best pitchers ever. And don't forget, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, coming in January, I'm going to preview the first 13 WWE Royal Rumbles. Do 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 when I do these Royal Rumble reviews, there could be a day where I could alternate with the top 10 list being listed one day, and the next day the personality profile being listed, because I just don't want to be burning have to take away from one of them and the other, because I have a topic to discuss on those 13 days that one of them will have to be listed on alternate days. Okay? See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.